big Bill Cosby bombshell. He will stand trial on charges that he drugged and sexually assaulted a woman in 2004. ABC's Lindsay Davis is outside the courtroom in Philadelphia. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, George. The face-to-face encounter between Bill Cosby and one of his accusers, Andrea Constand, didn't happen at yesterday's hearing, but she is expected to testify at the trial. Still, there was lots of drama in the courtroom.
The 78-year-old actor waved to fans on his way into court Tuesday, where he learned the fate of his effort to avoid prosecution. A Pennsylvania judge ruling there's enough evidence for him to stand trial in a sexual assault case.
She was unable to consent. You know, that's the crime.
Not present in court, Andrea Constand, who prosecutors say was drugged and sexually assaulted by the comedian at his Pennsylvania home in 2004. According to the criminal complaint, Constand told investigators Cosby urged her to take 3 blue pills, and after ingesting them, everything became blurry and dizzy, saying she was unable to move or speak during the assault, and describing her condition as frozen and paralyzed. Cosby was never criminally prosecuted, the prosecutor at the time declining to press charges after an investigation. But in a civil deposition related to the same alleged encounter, Cosby admitted to kissing and heavy petting with Constand, but maintained it was consensual.
There was no evidence of a crime here, and that the inconsistencies that plagued this investigation from the beginning continue to plague it now.
During the 3.5-hour hearing, Cosby's attorneys gave insight into their possible defense.
After this so-called incident, the complainant continued to contact Mr. Cosby. The complainant accepted a dinner invitation from Mr. Cosby.
This is wrong.
This morning, a group of Cosby supporters say they've spent thousands of dollars to get ads on the air in defense of the embattled comedian, calling the case against Cosby a witch hunt.
More than 50 women have accused Cosby of sexual assault. You can expect that the prosecution is likely going to fight vigorously to try to get their testimony included in this case. Cosby's defense team has repeatedly denied the allegations against him. Robin.
Lindsay, thank you. Joining us now is Nancy Grace, host of Nancy Grace on HLN. And here in the studio with us is our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. Nancy, let me begin with you. Prosecutors at the time of the alleged assault did not file criminal charges. So how strong is this case against Bill Cosby?
Well, I find that very disturbing that they did not go forward. But what I think is more important than the prosecution's decision not to go forward way back in 2005 is the fact that she went to authorities. It's not as if she sat back and thought about it all these years, took a money settlement, and then at the last moment, just before the statute of limitations runs, she goes forward with criminal charges. She went to police and made, as we call it in the law, an outcry. She told people what happened at the time. That's very significant.
Yeah, people need to keep that in mind, of course. Constand, as we heard in Lindsay's report, one of many women who have come and accused Bill Cosby. Will others come forward?
That's the most important legal question in the case. They've come forward. The question is, are they going to be able to testify?
Exactly.
And if they are, this case against Bill Cosby is going to be a very powerful, strong one. If they can't, if a court deems that they cannot testify as part of this case, this is not going to be that easy a case against Bill Cosby. Yes, they have statements from his deposition, which fundamentally change things. Yes, they'll have her account. But keep in mind, it took her many months, if not almost a year, to come forward to report the crime. There's the time that has passed since then. There is the he said, she said element of this. So let's not just presume because this case is moving forward, this is going to be a slam dunk for prosecutors.
The defense, Nancy, was very vocal.
You can't presume anything.
Right. And you know the defense was very vocal yesterday in the preliminary hearing. They were even shouting at times. And Constand was not there for the preliminary hearing. Of course, she'd have to be in court at some time, wouldn't she?
Well, yes, under the Constitution, the accused, who is Bill Cosby, has a right to confront and cross-examine his accuser. But, you know, all that blustering and grandstanding by the defense, that didn't mean a hill of beans to me. She did not have to be at the preliminary hearing. That is standard in most jurisdictions. I expected the defense attorney to bluster his way and complain and scream. But I think Dan really hit the nail on the head in that And there have been cases where I got up to 10 similar transactions in on the case in chief. If they come in, this case is over. And I think Cosby's own words under oath are going to haunt him.
Would you expect her to take the stand?
She's going to take the stand, yeah. The fact that she didn't testify in this preliminary hearing, it means nothing. She will testify in the criminal case.
All right, Dan. Nancy,
Oh, yeah.
Nancy, always good to see you. Thank you so much, both of you.